Good morning. It is time to get fit and stay consistent with our workouts. And if you're finding that you're having a hard time staying consistent, I'm here to help you stay accountable. I'm here to help you get through those workouts. I have a 20-minute workout today. 20 minutes, that's all you need. So today we're going to be doing some lower body. We're going to be focusing on glutes. We're going to be focusing on our largest muscle, okay? The one that's going to help us burn the most calories, get the most bang for our buck out of our workout, okay? This is going to be a challenging workout. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a challenging workout, but you can do it. You can do it, okay? We're working with Emoms. We're working every minute on the minute with hip thrusts, cross glute bridges, front squats. It's going to be great. Great first start to the workout. The second part of the workout, we're going to be doing some single leg RDLs, V stance, and we're going to do some curtsy lunges and some reverse hypers. So glutes are going to be on fire today. They're going to feel great. You're going to feel empowered when you're done. For this workout, you just need a pair of dumbbells. Particularly, I want you to challenge yourself when we're working with hip thrusts. Challenge yourself with a heavy weight, all right? The way this workout is structured, we do have an activation set to start. So if you do have that glute loop or that resistance band, get it out. We're going to use it. If you don't have it, you can still go through the exercises using a good mind-muscle connection, okay? So we're going to be doing 4 activation exercises for 30 seconds each. Then we go into our Emom 8. Then we have rest. Then we go into second half of the workout where we have 5 exercises we're doing for 30 seconds each. We go through that for 4 rounds and then you're done. All right, so it's 20 minutes, 21 minutes when you add in that minute of rest. All right, so I'm going to get up, go through the exercises, show you how you can best perform them, give you some cues and some tips so you get the most out of this 20 minutes, and we're going to get started. All right. On this cold, rainy day, we're going to be firing things up. So I already have all my equipment out. For the first part of the workout, you're going to need a resistance band, mini band, or a glute loop if you have it. Have some space. You're going to be walking side to side for the first part of the activation. So I'm going to use this glute loop. Place it up above your knees, and we're just going to be going side to side. Side to side, sitting back, heels down, really squeezing, okay? We're firing things up and getting those glutes activated. The next one is a tap back. So I like to kind of just hold on to something to do this one, and it's just back, back, tap, just tapping. My foot is barely on the ground. All the work here is in the glute, just pressing back and back. You can also put the loop around your ankles if you like to. I like to keep it up here, it's just easier on my knees, okay? So you're gonna do that on the left and the right, and then we go back to our side-to-side lateral. So that finishes your activation. The first Emom that we have, I'm gonna try to go through this quickly so we can get started. First Emom that we have are the cross glute bridges. So this first part of the workout with the every minute on the minute, we're doing we're extending the set. We're working to failure, but we're changing up the exercise to allow you to extend the set, okay? So the first exercise is that cross glute bridge, your ankles right under your knees, up in the full position of the hip thrust, and you're only coming down a little bit. It's a small range of motion. You don't want your knees to track back like they would in a hip thrust, okay? So we're putting all the focus in the glutes first. So you're gonna do 15 of these, and then you're gonna go into full hip thrust, okay? Full hip thrust is actually gonna be easier than the cross because you're involving more muscles. So you can extend the set this way, okay? And you're gonna do those until failure, until the end of that minute. Then for your even minutes, we have front rack squats. I'm going to do these heels elevated to start working my quads since we just worked glutes. We're going to do 10 of these, full range. Once you're done doing 10 of those, you're going to do 10 body weight only, and then you rest for the end of that minute. So for your odd minutes, there's no rest. Even minutes, you get a little rest time before you go back, okay? We go through those for 8 minutes. So you're doing 4 sets, essentially 4 sets of those. And then you rest. Then we go into our 30 seconds each of the 5 exercises, which are B stance RDLs. So B stance, you got that little kickstand, B stance RDLs. And then you go into curtsy pulses. Curtsy pulses. B stance RDL on the other side, curtsy pulses, and then you can do those reverse hypers from the floor or from your bench. We've done those exercises before. I'll cue you through the workout, so I won't waste any time now. You know how to do them. Get your weights and things together, just to give you an idea. I have 50-pound dumbbell for my hip thrusts and my trusty 25s for my front squats. And we're gonna get going. About 5 minutes of coaching. And go ahead and get that glute loop. Go ahead and put it up above your knees, and we're gonna get going. Super important when we're working glutes that we do activation exercises. You wanna get that blood flow to the glute so it's nice and warm so that you get the most out of your workout, all right? Okay. This Getfit Emom extended set workout, that's what I'm gonna call it today, begins in under 10 seconds with our lateral, side to side, warming things up, 30 seconds here, and we're down and up. Just side to side, pressing out on that band. If you don't have the band, just a good mind-muscle connection, really flexing and squeezing, pressing the knees out, sitting back, focusing on those glutes. 30 seconds here, then we go into the tap back. You're gonna stay on one side for the tap back, and then we'll do the other side, and then we'll come back to this exercise, and that'll finish our activations. Make sure that band is pressing out, that your knees are pressing out. Right into a tap back, just tapping. You just want to focus on that glute. It's a small little motion, but all that mind-muscle connection right there in that glute. So if you don't have the band, you're just focusing on squeezing, flexing, little tiny tap in, tap out. Front leg is slightly bent. You got a little slight lean. You don't want to lean too forward because then it kind of takes the focus off the glute. So just a slight lean. And then the other side, tap it back. So this glute loop, fabric glute loop, it's really strong. I can put the link to it down below. And some of you have this same glute loop, and you can attest that it is great for activation exercises. I already feel the burn. I already feel things warming up right now. Woo, buns on fire. It's great. Keep tapping back, then we go to our lateral side to sides. One last time through this, down and up. Pressing out on that band, sitting back, squeeze and flex, heels on the ground, chest is lifted. Press out on that band. A little extra when you come down, you press out. Press out. Woo, less than 10 seconds here. And we're gonna take that band off. Doing that is gonna make that first round of these hip thrusts easier. Go ahead and put that to the side. Go ahead and get set up at your couch, chair. If you have a bench, go ahead and do that. Get your things together so we can get started right away, okay? Cost is first. Remember, knees right over your ankles and they don't track back. They're not gonna track back. You're gonna keep all that focus in the glute. Then once you do 10 to 15, you do full hip thrust for the remainder of the minute. All right. Our EMOMs begin in under 10 seconds. All right. So ankles right in line with hips. Go ahead and come up that full position and squeeze. You're just down slightly, okay? You don't want your knees to track back. You're just putting all that focus in the glute, and you're doing these nice and slow. We're doing 10 to 15 of them. Press all the way up and squeeze. Don't cheat yourself by just coming up halfway. Come all the way up and squeeze. 9 for me, 10. So we're putting all the focus in the glutes here. Once you do 10 to 15, try to do 15 of these, then go into the full hip thrust. And now your knees start to track back, okay? Now they start to track back and you're involving more lower body to help you get through the rest of this minute. Down and up. Again, tuck the chest, the chin. It's all hips. Should not be any upper body involved here. And go ahead and set that weight to the side. You have your even minute. And we have the front squats. We have 10 of these, all the way down and up, but all the way to your heels. So I'm elevating my heels to put the focus on the quads, to give my glutes a little bit of rest. A little bit, taking some of the emphasis off of them. Once you complete 10 with weights, drop the weights and go into body weight only. You can do these small pulses, okay, to finish it out so you get some rest time. Whew. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you finish that, that remainder of the minute is your rest before you go back into the costs, okay? Make sure you set your feet up correctly. I see a lot of times that your feet are too far in front of you when you're setting up for hip thrusts, and that puts more emphasis on your hamstrings, okay? So get those shoulder blades into the bench and get the heels right under your knees. All right, right into cost. Small range of motion, nice and slow. See, my knees don't move. Really squeeze hard. Once you do 15, all the way down, all the way up. We're involving more of our lower body now. Not rounding your back at the top. Create a tabletop at the top. So none of this, none of that. Up, it's all hips. My upper body's staying right here. It's just the hips moving all the way to the end of the minute. Woo! You got about 5 more seconds to go. Come on. Extend that set. Use the entire lower body right into those front squats. Just get into it as soon as you can. If you need to adjust reps to allow rest, do that. Down and up. Maybe just do 8 of these if you find you can't get through the set. 8 to 10 of these and drop your weight, and 10 pulses. Body weight only. Woo! Whatever time is left is your rest time. So try to get through that one quickly. All right, we go back to working glutes. Get yourself set up. Shoulder blades into that bench. Chin is tucked, feet are positioned comfortably. And small range of motion, down and up for 15. All the way up and squeeze. Once you hit failure on that 15th one, let's involve more lower body. Let's extend that set. Full hip thrust. Down and up. Good news is this is your 3rd set of these, so that means we just have 1 set to go after these are done. All the way down, all the way up. Come on, 10 more seconds. We're doing these for as many reps as possible till the end of this odd minute. And go ahead and set that weight down and right into your front squats. 10 of them. Come on. 8 to 10. All the way down, all the way up. Body weight only. Elevate those heels. puts that emphasis on your quads. Before you can pulse these out. Burn it out. And keep that chest lifted, okay? Heels elevated, you don't want to lean forward. Rest time. Guess what? The last round. Last round of these. Okay. Whew. Set yourself up. Get those shoulder blades into the bench. And up for that toss. Up and down. So knees stay right there. If you start coming back, that's a full hip thrust. So just come down. That small range of motion. Keep it nice and slow. Up and squeeze, nice and tight. So you get up there. I got 2 more. Woo! I'm gonna do 1 more. Push to failure, and then start adding in more of that lower body to help you extend the set to the end of that minute. Up, nice strong up, hip thrust, just like the name says. Up, you got 10 more seconds, down, all in the hips. All the way up, okay? If you're just coming up to here, you still have a little ways to go to create that tabletop right into those front squats. Come on, you'll finish it out right here. Finish it out right here. All the way down and up. Get those glutes to your heels if you can. Come on. Push through. And then drop the weights. Go into body weight pulses. 10 of them. Woo! Come on. 9 and 10 and rest for the remainder of that minute and whew, you're done. I put myself out there in front of y'all. I can't quit. Holds me accountable. And I just have to fight through. And I love that. That's why I like doing these workouts in front of you, because I give my best and I push through. All right, so now, whew, 1 minute to rest before we go into that last round. So I'm gonna keep it on us and keep the rest times to that minute. All right, next, this starts your minute. Next is we have those 4 exercises, each exercise 30 seconds for 4 rounds. So your B stance RDL, so you're using that kickstand, little toe, slight bend, sliding up and down that wall, up and sliding the weights up and down in the front, sending the hips back, creating that tabletop, not rounded, okay? Stay on this leg, and then we're gonna do curtsy pulses. You can drop the weight or you can do the weight, but I want you to squeeze and flex that glute. And then you do that same set on the other side, and then reverse hypers from the floor. You can do these from the floor, up, getting the tops of your thighs up off the ground, or you can do more of a full range off of your bench, okay? So I'm gonna move my bench. Well, no, today I'll do them off the floor, okay? But just in case you wanna do them off the bench, if you want a full range, okay, you're putting your hips right in the edge of the bench, and then you're up, so all the way down and up, all the way down and up. I might switch it out. For some of the sets, I might switch it out, okay? All right, let's get started. I know you guys got things to do. So do I. All right. Okay, so this one. Okay, second part of this workout is going to begin in under 10 seconds. So we're starting with the B stance, RDL. I'm going to start with my left leg planted. Right foot is my kickstand. Down and up. Getting that stretch in your glute and your ham. Sending that hip back. And you're here for 30 seconds. Nice and controlled reps, not a race. It's not a squat. It's not a single leg squat, it's an RDL, remember that. So it's not this, okay? It's hips back. focusing on that front leg, so don't put a lot of pressure in that kickstand, just a toe. Okay, right into CURTSY pulses. So just move that back leg to 45, and you're just gonna stay here in a pulse, okay? So if you wanna drop the weights, you can drop the weights. Keep your chest lifted, and drive that knee down, down. Okay, the further you can get the knee down, then you really feel it, right? Press it up through your heel, and that front leg, squeeze and flex that glute. 3, 2, 1. You can do one weight or two, okay? For both of these. For RDLs, if you want to do just one, that's fine as well. And like I said, you can drop the weight for that CURTSY. Keep your back nice and strong, so none of this. None of this, none of this, not a squat. Hips back, back flat, up. Same thing we were doing with that hip thrust in the Emoms. It's the same movement pattern, okay? Right into CURTSY pulses. So you gotta lock that core in, lots of stabilizers here. If you wanna do just one weight, do the weight in the working side, okay? So drop the weight in this side, and we're working in the right side if you wanna do that. All the way down, get that knee down, flex and squeeze. We're gonna go into reverse hypers next. You can do it from the floor or from your bench, okay? 30 seconds of these, up and squeeze. I can show you a variation of these that uses a resistance band to get the extra tension at the top of the movement. I'll try to do a video on that. If you're doing it from the bench, come all the way down, all the way up in a full range. If you're off the floor, get the tops of your thighs off the floor, up and squeeze. Try to hold it there for a minute. A second. All right, right back to B stance, left side. You can do one weight or two. We're breathing, really focusing on that front leg. Okay, slight touch with the back. Drop the weight if you want to, and down and up. So that leg doesn't have to be all the way over here, just slightly behind you, okay? Just in that little angle, sticking that glute out to the side, squeeze and flex, chest is lifted, drive that knee down. Press up through that heel and squeeze and press that glute when you come up, okay? Just hitting a different angle of the glute in this exercise. Other side, down and up. If your back is starting to hurt, you're probably rounding too much, okay? Keep those shoulder blades locked. Bring your attention to your glute. Energy through that heel. Nice tabletop back. Down, up. Hips back, hips forward. Right into that CURTSY. Down and up. Try to keep that range small. I did full CURTSYs on this side. We're supposed to do pulses, okay? So we're just keeping a small range of motion. Squeezing and flexing. Squeezing and flexing. I'll do the prone hypers from the floor for those of you doing those today, okay? For this next one. Prone hyper from the floor. I like to hold on to my weight. And we're getting those tops of our thighs off the ground. Up and squeeze, try to hold for a second, then lower down with control. Don't just drop down. Up, control. Three, two, one. Right back to RDLs. As soon as you're able to get into it, left foot planted, hips back and up. This is your third round, so you're halfway already. Really squeeze, feel that stretch in your glute and in your hamstring. Just a slight bend in that knee. Curtsies. I'm going to pulse it out. Face you guys. So I'm sticking that hip out to the side, driving that knee down, chest is lifted, and pulsing. Pressing through this heel, squeezing through that glute and flexing to come up, press. Press that heel in, drive yourself up, stick that glute out. Stay in that low position, in that partial range. Other side, working the right, kickstand, and down and up. Again, I just like to focus on that heel driving into the ground, sending the energy into my glute. So what you're hearing me say is exactly what would be running through my head in a workout. I love the focus I get in my workouts, just focusing on me, strengthening, oops, this side, getting stronger every day, doing all the reps correctly, and not wasting my time. Down and up, squeeze. Keep it in that small range. Stay low. Drive that knee down. If you need to put a yoga block under that knee that's driving down, you can do that as well and tap to that. Okay? Woo! Right into those reverse hypers. I'm doing them off the bench this time. Creasing my hips into the bench. Up and down. All the way down, up. My heels are together. Up and squeeze at the top. Good news is we have one round to go. That's it. Got 3 seconds left here. Back to the top. Back to the top. Get into it as soon as you can. You might not do as many reps this time, but you're still doing them as good as the first round. Nice and controlled. Not letting that back round, not letting those weights bring your shoulders forward. Right into that curtsy. Keeping it low. Challenging ourselves to feel that burn for the final 30 seconds on this side. Drive that knee down. Woo! Keep that chest lifted. Come on. Squeeze and flex. Don't just bounce through the movement. Squeeze, flex. Come on. Don't just bounce. This is not a bounce. It's a little partial. Squeeze and flex. Woo! Other side. Getting to the end of the workout. Down and up. Come on. Send those hips back. Send them back to the wall behind you. Stretch. Stretch and press. Woo! Come on, we're gonna finish strong. Getting to the end, finish it out. Even if you have to slow it down. Drop that weight, come on. Let's burn it out here, partials. Down and up, no bouncing, control. You're not just lowering, slow it down, press it up. Chest is lifted, glute sticks out, we squeeze, we flex, woo! Find that balance, lock that core in, down and up, come on, finish it out. We get the hypers to finish. I'll do them from the floor. When I'm in my house, I can drop my weights. Down and up, come on, let's finish it out. Heels together, lift those thighs off the ground, hold it at the top for a sec. Slowly lower it down. Don't just drop to the ground. Up, hold, down. Come on, 10 more seconds. Woo! And 3, 2, up and hold, and I'm gonna send it back, give it a stretch. Woo! Woo! That's it. Okay, it took 30 minutes because I talked, coached, gave you a lot of stress time there, but still only 30 minutes when you include everything in there. That workout, we did it, when you consider the work time, 20 minutes. Very efficient, okay? Not a lot of time out of your day to invest in yourself and to set aside for yourself. We have 20 minutes. Think of how much time we waste in 20-minute segments throughout the day doing random stuff. You can fit in the workout, you just have to plan it. Get it in early first thing. Check it off. This workout is almost similar to something that I would have you all do in the gym. Think about it. We did cross glute bridges, hip thrusts, the extended technique, extending the set, working to failure. We did that 4 times. You did 15 crosses, maybe 10 or so full hip thrusts for 4 sets. That's a lot of volume. And then you did front rack squats, extended the set with body weight, 4 sets. Then we went into our supplementals, RDLs, curtsy lunges, both sides, single leg. We're really focusing on the muscular imbalances, correcting any muscular imbalances, and then our finisher of the hikers. Plus we got an activation. That is a full gym workout that I would do for glutes. And you just did it in 20 minutes, all right? All right, folks. Like I said, these workouts will get a little more challenging as we get through the challenge, as we go through the challenge, as you become comfortable with these exercises, as you start progressing with the weights. You see me lifting the heavier weights. When I'm at home, I'm in the gym, I lift even heavier. I love the challenge. I love that, the feeling of empowerment when I'm done, okay? If you did this workout, let me know how you did, okay? Today's Cut Down to Christmas is coming out, and part of it is getting at least 20 minutes of resistance training. So if you did this workout, you can check that part of the Christmas Cut Down Challenge off today. Have a really great rest of your day.